Hi, I'm Peggy Ann Saltz at the App Promotion Summit in Berlin, and I'm here with Ryan Kelley from Gummicube. Ryan, welcome.
Thank you.
So it's great to have you here. Let's start off with your company. Interesting name. What does it do?
Gummicube is a San Francisco-based startup, and we are App Store optimization technology company, where we leverage big data to feed our algorithm to help with search to be more effective.
So this is interesting because it's people-powered search. This is like watching how people find apps, right?
Yeah, basically back in 2011 when we started, we built a group of users, about 100,000 users, and we asked them, how do you search for an app within the App Store? What terms do you use? What words do you use? From that data we found out a lot, but one of the biggest things we found out is web search and mobile search are completely different. And so, therefore, we were able to create a software and an algorithm which uses that big data to more effectively optimize for both in the Apple Store and in the Google Play Store.
I won't force you to tell me exactly how they're different, because that's probably a book in itself, but could you give some top-level observations, because I'm sure it's very contextual, for example, and maybe not the most semantic of search.
Sure. Well, we looked a lot at heuristics and semantic search and the way that people search. We found out several things. One is a mother will search for an app different than a mother would search for an app for their child. So there's two different kinds of searches. We take that into consideration, and when we're optimizing, when we're writing an optimization, we'll actually enter in the target demographic information, which helps to more effectively write the optimization.
So this is helping me do what? Identify keywords, or what am I actually able to do with the information you're giving me?
The data that we have will allow to more effectively write an optimization, which we do for most of our clients. We deal with brands and some indie developers, but mostly brands and product managers. And we're able to actually find the long tail keywords that rank. ASO used to be a process of kind of looking on devices and going back and forth, and then checking Google searches, which is wrong because that's web search, which is quite a bit different, and just scraping data. And now we don't use any scrapers, so our data doesn't come from scrapers. And traditionally, ASO tools will use Google Analytics, the web search API in some way, and we realize that people search different. One of the ways that they search different is you have a device, and on that device you're not going to say what is the best app for this purpose. You're just going to enter in 2 or 3 long tail keywords which are going to bring up the search results. And our goal is to use the data that we've collected by doing thousands of optimizations and by polling our own platform, and find out how people are searching and come up with those long tail keywords that can most effectively help our partners.
So could you share a couple of those? I could imagine they would be very interesting, perhaps eclectic keywords in the long tail.
It's not. You would be surprised at some of the keywords, the volume of keywords that we can rank, but it's always based around getting in the mind of that end user and how would they search. Because we discovered that single words just don't do anything. Most often when people search, they don't enter in one single keyword. They always enter in 2 to 3 keywords. And those are the users that we want. Because there are browsers, and then there's actually those that are looking for a specific thing. And we found that most people are looking for a specific app. That's why they go to the search. As opposed to web search, where people are just browsing around, just interested in maybe getting some information.
So maybe you've uncovered something there, Ryan. Maybe conversational search or something like that, since it is more than one word and very different?
Well, it is. And what we do is we continue to use our other platform, which is called Gnome Escape, where we have 10,000 users, app users, and we poll them and we ask them, this app that you downloaded and left a review for, how did you find that app, or what words would you use to search for that app in the App Store? And that helps us in a lot of ways because we can also position the app within the category based on the feedback that we're getting, and also the data that we've collected, which tells us which category each keyword is in. We gather a lot of data from competitors, and we also use that. So it's a very dynamic tool, and we're constantly tweaking it as there's updates and as we gather more data.
And precisely that. I mean, what is it at your company? How would an app developer or a brand, for that matter, engage with you?
Well, they can contact us, and they can. We have a sort of a kickoff, a discussion, and we find out about the app, and we find out the features that they're targeting, and then we write an optimization. We have a month-to-month subscription, because what we found is that ASO is not just a one-time fix to get downloads. It's an actually process that requires iteration. So 60, 90 days. 90 days is really the sweet spot where you start to see the most effective use of the campaign or the use of our optimization for the campaign.
And a last question, I mean, you're here at APS. What are the key takeaways or surprise for you from attending the sessions?
Well, I think I took quite a bit away because I'm also a publisher. So I'm very interested to know about Vungle and different ad platforms. I'm also interested just to hear statistics about users and how apps, the business of apps is growing and it's just at an amazing speed. I learned a lot just about paid advertising that I didn't really know about, and also it was nice to hear Tom speak about reviews and something that we think is very important, sort of data mining the reviews.
I may see you at the next App Promotion Summit, who knows? At the App Promotion Summit in Berlin, I'm Peggy Ann Saltz.